So we're back up to the start, and this is the men of West End Rowing Club in the Thames Challenge Cup. West End Rowing Club New Zealand on the far side, and the boys from the Lea Rowing Club in orange on this near side, the Buckinghamshire station closest to the island. And this West End crew have been looking through what they've done in New Zealand in the past season, and they have been just killing everybody in terms of club rowing in New Zealand. They are the fastest New Zealand club crew. And
they look tidy. I mean, if you look at that shot, you can just see those white oars, entry and exit, clinical. Love to see that. And you can see it in the margins, 3/4 of a length all the way down the island. Well done, West End Rowing Club, really taking that race off aggressively, and they're reaping the reward in that margin already.
Yeah, boys from Lea Rowing Club really having their moment here at Henley Regatta. They're trying to hang on to West End Rowing Club. That's quite a lot of distance to take in the first part of the race.
Yeah, and we can see actually that, so one of the big themes from earlier in the racing is that big headwind. It looks to me like the wind has dropped just slightly. The pobble on the water is just slightly evened out. So slightly easier conditions to row compared to in the early races, particularly in those big boats.
So we can see a view there of the Cox, Harry Malloy of West End Rowing Club. Distinguished members of West End Rowing Club include Mahe Drysdale, of course, won the Diamonds here 6 times. But
I thought I recognised the lycra.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Let's go down the boards. Let's go down the boat. Sam Schotter closest to us. Luke Shannon, Hugo Verdonk. Might be the son of Eric Verdonk. I think
it
Eric
is, and Diamonds in 1990-91 is what I think.
And he sadly passed away, Eric Verdonk. But Waldo Singleton, Jesse Pitcher, Cody Johnson, Oliver Welsh, Ben Short. I think, you know, given that New Zealand won that fantastic victory in the Tokyo Olympics in the 8, I mean, what's it going to be like to be a New Zealand crew racing overseas in an 8?
100%. I mean, obviously having rowed in that London 2012 Olympiad generation, the big catchphrase was inspiring a generation, and that Kiwi 8 from Tokyo, what rowing. I mean, we saw the graphics that came out afterwards that Hamish Bond very kindly shared about the power to weight ratios that 8 aspired to, and they just had such elegance in their rowing really long right out the front, pushing those puddles out. So if I was growing up as a sort of young teenager, or even in my kind of early 20s, mid-20s, looking at that top 8 as what can be done by Kiwi rowers, I'd be inspired. And it looks to me like West End Rowing Club have done the business as we go through the middle of the race, and they definitely put themselves on the front foot to hopefully be victorious if they can keep this going, barring any uneventful events.
Ben Short in the stroke seats is headed, I think, to the University of Washington, or he's just come back from there. West End Rowing Club on the right of your picture, really taking down. There's the River Lea Rowing Club.
Yeah, and Lea Rowing Club as well, doing a really nice job here of making sure that they're leaving everything on the water. Really interesting, so Avi McCarthy, the Cox's NHS A&E nurse, so I'm sure she's had a very busy, very difficult last couple years with the pandemic. Definitely trying to get away from night shifts or get towards night shifts after training. All of these people, I think looking through the stats and the bios, we can see that most of them have got jobs and working, training around those busy lives. So thank you, Lea Rowing Club, for coming all the way to Henley, putting in that tough work, those hard miles in the season, and really up against strong opposition, but not letting anything up and putting everything into their race.
Sort of look across from Alex Wildy, the bowman from Lea Rowing Club, see how far West End, but what he couldn't see was West End have just eased down the gears, looking very comfortable. This is a very strong crew. It's going to go far in this year's Thames Cup, I think. This is the first round of the Thames Cup, and West End are opening their account in style. The Kiwis look good, as their 8 did when they won gold in Tokyo back in 2021. West End Rowing Club take this heat of the Thames Challenge Cup ahead of the boys from the Hackney-based club at the River Lea. Made it look easy, West End, didn't it?